let's understand switch statements in JavaScript. So let's imagine we have this if statement where we basically compare aura to certain values. So if we have 0 aura, we are having 0 aura, otherwise we have little aura, small aura, some aura, big aura, or giant aura, or wait, what? So basically this is the switch statement. I didn't really get a better example, guys, so yeah, you have to take this one. So now we want to replace the same code with a switch statement. So sometimes if you want to compare values to one or another, it makes sense to replace an if statement with a switch statement because this is sometimes a little cleaner. So what we're going to do is we're again going to use switch. And right here we are going to use opening and closing brackets, and we say what value we want to compare to. And in our case, we want to compare to aura. And now we're going to use opening and closing brackets as well. And right here, we can define a case. So let's say we want to use case 0. And if we have case 0, we want to console.log no aura, for example. And then after every statement, you basically want to break out of the loop, because otherwise the code would just keep running and it would execute every single case. And in some cases you might want to do this, but most of the times after you did one of those cases, you want to break out of the loop and just return the value that you had defined inside of this case. So now we can just copy and paste our console.log right here. Let's say little aura, we're going to break out of the loop. And now we can just copy those cases right here couple of times, and now we have case 2, we have case 3, we have case 4, we also have case 5, and now when we have case 1, we're going to log little aura, we are going to log some aura, still some aura, big aura, huge aura. And now similar to an if statement where you can basically use an else block, you can also define a default value right here, and you can say, okay, console.log wait what, if none of those statements basically fit it. So let's take a look. Let's run our code, so the index.js, and right now we have huge aura. So let's say we have an aura of 3, for example. Now we still have some aura, at least, let's say. And now if we're just going to enter some random values, we should basically just see wait what. So this is basically how an if statement, or how a switch statement works. And now also let me show you how it affects the code if we are going to remove the break statement. So let's say we are going to say we want to have 1 aura or 0 aura, for example. And as you can see, now we have no aura, little aura, some aura, and still some aura in the console, because we are just breaking out of the loop right here. And all of the statements before don't have a break statement, so we are going to console log no aura, and then we're just going to keep going, little aura, some aura, still some aura, and right here we are breaking out of the loop. So you really need this break statement to break out of the loop once you did whatever you wanted to do most of the times. Maybe in some cases this might be what you want, but most of the time I can tell you it's probably not what you want, so you should add a break statement right here.